Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. This is Catherine Barsaliano from the Secretariat. For the roll call, uh, let us all acknowledge first the presiding officer, Attorney Roberto M. Hadi, present here in the conference room. Ms. Jocelyn Ching.
Present.
Uh, Good afternoon, ma'am. From the TWG, we have Engineer Florian Atienza,
Present po.
Engineer Norik Baez.
Present. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Jomari Eligio.
Present. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mr. Alfred Destura. From the BAC Secretariat, we have the minutes taker, Ms. Eloisa Casimiro,
Present, ma'am.
Ms. Nina Cristel Romasanta, Ms. Sahara, Ms. Sahara Teresa Buwit,
Present, ma'am.
Ms. Roxanne Havilanar, Ms. Holly Pasano, and Ms. Rita Linda Pileo and Mr. Romar Palibino. We also have a representative from the end user, sir, and our observer from the procurement division. With that, we have a quorum, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Secretariat. So let's proceed with the primary items in the agenda. We'll start with the submission and opening of bids. First, on the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of 500 MBPS internal dedicated access for CAAP head office, which is an MISD project amounting to 3,600,000 pesos. Do we have submissions for this?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have one submission from Philippine Global Communications, Inc.
All right, let's proceed, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. May we call on Philcom to identify if this is for a while, Mr. Chair. The BACSEC is calling the representative of Philcom.
Any representative from Philcom online? We have a representative from Philcom physically present today, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you identify yourself and the company you are representing?
Good afternoon po. I'm Edeline Ruelo from Philippine Global Communications Inc. po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you identify if this is your bid?
Yes, sir. Confirm po.
Okay, Mr. Chair, permission to open the bid.
Go ahead, please.
Inside the main envelope are two envelopes, sealed envelope marked original bid, and another envelope is marked copy 1. We will now be opening the original bid envelope. Inside the original bid envelope are two envelopes marked original bid financial component and original bid technical component. We'll now be opening the technical component envelope. BAC Secretariat checklist, please.
For our checklist, valid PhilJEPS registration certificate, platinum membership.
For a while, ma'am. PhilJEPS certificate valid until March 20, 2023, submitted.
Registration certificate from the Securities and Exchange Commission, DTI, for sole proprietorship, or CDA for cooperatives or its equivalent documents.
SEC certificate submitted.
Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located or the equivalent.
Mayor's permit submitted with expiration date until December 31, 2022.
Tax clearance.
Tax clearance with expiration date January 13, 2023, submitted.
Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any. May I include whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid.
Statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, signed and submitted.
Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid.
Statement of single largest completed contract, similar to the contract to be bid, signed and submitted.
Original copy of bid security.
Original copy of bid securities declaration, duly notarized, submitted.
Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement.
Omnibus sworn statement, submitted.
Certification under oath attesting that they have no pending case or cases against the government in addition to the eligibility requirements as prescribed.
Certification under oath that there is no pending case with CAAP or any government institution or agency, submitted.
Legal clearance issued by the CAAP Enforcement and Legal Service.
Legal clearance issued by the Enforcement and Legal Service, valid until December 14, 2022, submitted.
Bid bulletins, if any.
Bid bulletin number 1, submitted, dated June 14, 2022.
the supplier's audited financial statements, showing, among others, the supplier's total and current assets and liabilities, stamped received by the BIR.
Audited financial statement by SGB submitted.
The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC,
Can we ask assistance from Philcom?
Sir, good afternoon po. Bali, in lieu of NFCC, we submitted CLC, which is issued by a commercial bank, which is BDO po.
In lieu of the NFCC, a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank issued by BDO, signed and notarized, submitted.
if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement.
Joint venture not applicable, submitted. The technical component, Mr. Chair, is rated as passed. We'll proceed with the opening of the financial component envelope. Checklist now.
For the financial component envelope, original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form,
Bid form submitted.
original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule,
Price schedule submitted.
financial bid,
Financial bid in the amount of 1,308,000 pesos within ABC. Financial component initially rated as passed. The BAC TWG recommends that the bid of Philcom for the project supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of 500 MBPS Internet dedicated access for CAAP head office undergo bid evaluation.
All right, thank you for that. At this juncture, do you have any questions or clarifications from our members? If there's none, we have your recommendation for the conduct of bid evaluation. Maybe we can have a vote, please. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, before I make my the adoption of the recommendation, may I clarify? May I ask if there was any discount being offered by the bidder on that? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Actually, we requested approval from management for a discount actually. So our proposed rate is a bit lower dun sa the first that we had with the management, especially that considering civil aviation longest client running in Philippine Global po. Thank you po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. So that's a no, sir. Sige po. So do you have a motion, please? Thank you.
Motion, Mr. Chair. I move to adopt the recommendation of the TWG for the bid evaluation of the offer submitted by Philcom for the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of 500 Mbps Internet dedicated access for CAAP head office to verify its completeness and compliance with the technical specification for the aforementioned project in the amount of as stated, 1,308,000 pesos. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do you have a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. There being a motion to seconded, the recommendation of the TWG for the conduct of bid evaluation on the bid opened is hereby adopted, and the motion is carried. So, TWG, kindly just inform us of the results of the bid evaluation and have it calendared as soon as it's available. Thank you. So, we'll proceed to the next item. We have the periodic maintenance service for Oshkosh fire trucks at various airports, engine maintenance amounting to 7,237,730 pesos, an ADMS project. Do you have any submitted bids for this? In any case, the bidder for the first item is accordingly dismissed. Thank you po for attending. So for the second one, do we have submissions, Secretariat?
There were no submissions for this item, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So what is the recommendation of the TWG for this?
Mr. Chair, the TWG recommends that this project be declared a failure and furthermore for rebidding first.
All right. Is this the first time this is being declared failure of bidding?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige. In accordance with the JPPB rules, that is the proper course. So let's just have a proper motion, please. Do we have any comments or objections from the members on the recommendation? If there's none, let's have a motion. Thank you.
Motion, Mr. Chair. A motion to adopt the recommendation of the TWG for declaring this as a failure due to the absence of any submission for the project periodic maintenance service for Oshkosh fire truck, 2,000 running hours at various airports nationwide. Thank you.
All right, do you have a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. There being motion to seconded, the recommendation for the declaration of failure of this project is hereby adopted, and accordingly, let this project be reposted for bidding, considering it's only the first failure. So the motion is carried. Sige, end user, kindly, NDWG, kindly just coordinate with the Secretariat on the proper process for the reposting and have this reposted accordingly. Okay.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
All right. Moving on to the third item on the agenda, we have the purchase of various laboratory supplies in blood chemistry and hematology with Reagents for the use of OFSAM laboratory, amounting to 998,340 pesos. This is an OFSAM project under direct contracting. So do you have the submission for this already?
Yes, Mr. Chair, a submission from BioCare Health Resources, Inc.
All right, let's proceed with the process. Thank you.
Representatives from BioCare Health Resources, Inc.
May we request po the representative from the interested bidders to identify yourselves po and your position. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead po.
This is Rogeline Carino from BioCare Health Resources Incorporated. Representing the bid document submitted for various laboratory supplies and equipment, laboratory supplies, wet and dry chemistry reagents.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you po.
So, Mr. Chair, the representative from BioCare Health Resources Incorporated has also confirmed the submitted bid. Now we'll now continue with the opening of the bid. Thank you.
For the checklist, eligibility requirements. First is the mayor's permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located.
Mayor's permit, valid until January 21, 2023, issued by Quezon City LGU, submitted.
Valid PhilJEP certificate of registration.
Certificate of PhilJEP's registration, valid until September 23, 2022, submitted.
Valid certificate of sole distributorship.
Certificate of sole distributorship, issued by Elitech Group. Submitted.
Latest income or business tax return if above 500,000.
Annual income tax return for the year 2021, submitted.
For our technical requirements, technical specifications with compliance statement.
Technical specifications with compliance statement, signed, submitted.
For the financial requirements, first is the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC?
NFCC in the amount of 240,833,298 and 10 centavos. Submitted. NFCC is above the more than 50% above the ABC. Submitted.
Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form?
Financial bid form, signed, submitted. The bid in the amount of 998,340 pesos, equal to the ABC. Submitted. Mr. Chair, the TWG recommends that the bid of BioCare Health Resources Incorporated for the purchase of various laboratory supplies and blood chemistry and hematology wet reagents for the use of OFSAM laboratory undergo the bid evaluation for having rated as initially rated as passed.
All right, thank you. So we have a recommendation for the conduct of bid evaluation for the submission that was just opened. Do you have any comments or questions from our members? If there's none, let's have a motion, please.
Motion, Mr. Chair. I move to adopt the recommendation of the TWG for the bid evaluation of the bid offer submitted by BioCare Health Resources Incorporated for the purchase of various laboratory supplies and blood chemistry and hematology with reagent for the use of OFSAM laboratory in the amount of 998,340 for its completeness and compliance with the requirements. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Do you have any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation for the conduct of bid evaluation for the project for the bid submitted is hereby adopted, and the motion is carried. So, TWG, kindly just inform us of the results of the bid evaluation once it's available. With that, let's close the opening, submission and opening of bids. The bidders are hereby excused. Thank you for attending. And moving forward, we can go to the mode of procurement. Selection of mode of procurement for various projects. Number 1 is the supply and delivery of 5 units ACU inverter window. Inverter window type 1.5 HP and 3 units ACU inverter split type 2 HP amounting to 540,000 pesos. This is an ATS project being requested for SPP. What is the recommendation of TWG?
Mr. Chair, the TWG recommends that this project be procured through small value procurement because these equipment are not included in the common supplies, in the list of common supplies and equipment issued by the MBPS.
All right. Do you have any objections from our members?
None, Mr. Chair.
All right. Hearing none, the recommendation is hereby adopted. Let this be procured via SVP mode of procurement. All right. Moving forward, item 3.2, purchase of 553 pieces book stopper or end and heavy duty metal ends amounting to 121,660 pesos, an FSIS ARMD RSD project being requested for SVP. Teka, ang dami nito ah. Kailangan talaga to? May end user ba dito? Wala.
Miss Melinda Rabano, are you present online? As you...
Present po, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, sure kayo 121,000 pesos worth of book stoppers?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, it's 700 plus. Kaya lang yung na-approve po is only 553 pieces.
Ang kailangan 700.
At 220 per piece po.
Alright. 220 ang presyo niya per piece. Alright, that's understandable. Sige, so the request is for SPP. TWG, what's the recommendation?
Mr. Chair, the BAC TWG recommends that this project, 553 pieces, book stopper, and heavy-duty metal ends be procured through SBP. Since these supplies are not included under the list of common supplies and equipment issued by DBMPS.
All right. Do we have objections from our members?
None, Mr. Chair.
Right, hearing none, let the recommendation be adopted. This is for SVP. Thank you. Moving forward, purchase request of 20 units printers. 3-in-1 multifunction, tama ba? This is an ODG MISD request, amounting to 320,000 pesos, being requested for SVP. TWG?
Mr. Chair, the BAC TWG recommends that the purchase request of 20 units printers for head office 3-in-1 multifunction be procured through small value procurement. Since this type of printer is not included under the list of common supplies and equipment issued by the DBMPS, only the dot matrix and monochrome laser are included as CSE. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Do we have any objections from our members?
None, Mr. Chair.
Considering there's no objection, let the recommendation be adopted for SVP. All right. Lastly, we have the purchase request of 4 pieces heavy-duty raincoat or rain suit, 3 units heavy-duty waterproof LED flashlight, and 85 pair of shoe covers with sole, amounting to 75,500 pesos. An AAIB request. This is being requested for SVP. TWG?
Mr. Chair, the BAC TWG recommends that the purchase of 4 pieces heavy-duty raincoat or rain suit, 3 units heavy-duty waterproof LED flashlights, and 85 pairs of shoe cover with sole be procured through SBP. Since these items are not included under the list of common supplies and equipment issued by DBMPS.
All right. We have a recommendation for SVP. Do we have any objections from our members?
None, Mr. Chair.
Hearing none, the recommendation is hereby adopted. This is for SVP. So with that, we close the items for